This class I'm going to explain about the intrinsic pathway of apoptosis, which comes under the cell death mechanism. Okay, as in earlier two classes, I have already explained about apoptosis, necrosis, and autophagy. In apoptosis, we have two categories, which is intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. Intrinsic pathway was explained in earlier video, which is mitochondrial dependent cell destruction. Okay, programmed cell death. And extrinsic pathway is the pathway which we are going to learn in this class. Okay, just for the reference, just see how this intrinsic pathway has carried its steps. Like intrinsic pathway, some stress signal like DNA fragmentation or else will come, and it will activate BCL2, which will further activate Bax protein. Where was that? Okay, Bax protein. It will create pore inside the mitochondria, and this from this pore will release cytochrome C. Okay, this cytochrome C go and bind with APAF1, and APAF1 will form seven subunits of APAF1 along with cytochrome C will combine and form heptamer, which activate caspase 9, and caspase 9 will activate caspase 3, which cause apoptosis. And now we are going to study about extrinsic pathway. In this extrinsic pathway, the signal comes from outside. That is why it is called extrinsic, or you can say external. Okay, see, this death ligand is the ligand which initiates the signal for this particular pathway. This death ligand will go and combine with cell surface death domain or death receptor. For example, CD95 and TNF, tumor necrosis factor. Okay, and this will engage the further apoptosis. Apoptosis. Okay. So what happens is the death ligand bind to the death receptor. Here see, death ligand will bind to death receptor and signaling begins. The death receptor have a domain toward the cytosol, okay, which is FADD or TNF-ADD, which is FAS associated death domain and tumor necrosis factor associated death domain. Okay, so this FADD and TNFRDD are present toward the cytosolic region, as I have explained. Then what they will do, they will go and they will form disc, whose full form is death inducing, see here, death inducing signaling complex. Okay, and this disc is the characteristic feature of the extrinsic pathway. Okay, now disc will activate and it will convert the pro caspase 8 into caspase 8, and this caspase 8 will go further and will activate pro caspase 3, I mean will activate pro caspase 3 by converting the pro-caspase 3 into caspase 3, and this caspase 3 will execute the apoptotic signal. And in the apoptotic signal, I have explained to you in the earlier class, like shell shrinkage is there, DNA fragmentation, membrane disruption, even nuclear membrane also get degraded, etc. These are some features of apoptosis. And if the apoptized cell is large, then that particular large cell is converted into smaller cell. Okay, and those cells are called apoptotic, which are further engulfed by phagocytic cells. And that's how your apoptosis works. That's it for this class. Thank you very much and see you soon.